Welcome to Insight Builder channel. Command line ninjas, Linux and Python learners, and my dear friends. Slice and dice data with 8 awk commands right on your browser using Kaggle environment. Which host to use for starting to practice? From your device, all you need is a browser and a sign up in kaggle.com. That is all you need. If you are new to Linux, if you are never heard of awk command and you want to know where to begin, then I would suggest that begin at this particular playlist that is available in my YouTube channel, YouTube exploring top challenges that Linux solves. Take a look at this particular playlist. You will see that to begin with, I introduced the 7 ways of experimenting with Linux from your own environment without actually breaking your current host environment. It's a wonderful introduction into Linux world, and do try it out. Out of the 7 environment, we are going to use one, the Kaggle environment, primarily because it is a replicable environment. You can get both the code and the data in one place where you can practice and you can share it like the way I am doing right now. To begin with, awk is going to be extremely intensive command of the 3 commands that I am covering. This is a 3-part series video that I have made. First is GREP command that I will be linking in this video. Second is SED command, and third is awk command. In awk, we are going to look at the various definitions like NR, NF, FS, OFS, RS. You might be thinking, okay, what are these things? So, in fact, awk is a complete programming language in itself. It can actually execute C programs also when given a chance. So, you are going to learn a lot, and you are going to learn and practice in the Kaggle environment. So we'll start by understanding the basics. Then we will go into printing the first record, printing a range of records, getting the number of columns, calculating the sum of the columns, sorting columns, understanding ORS and SEP, and finally use a couple of C commands to format the output. Okay, before we head into Kaggle environment and you start clicking on this link that is provided to you in the YouTube description, I would like to give a brief about these commands that is available here. The NR is actually number of record. NR, number of record. NF is number of fields. FS is field separator. OFS is output field separator. RS is again the record separator. Okay, you might be thinking, okay, what is a record? What is a field? And what is a separator? This is what is coming again and again, right? So, record is a single row or first single line inside a file. Okay, and usually the lines inside the file are separated using the carriage return or /n uh, symbol inside your text file. We will be seeing this in the when I am actually explaining the code also. However, I am explaining it ahead of time for your reference. The field separators are usually comma, or it could be tab separated depending on the files. It could be also a little more complex separators if the file deems for. The fields are actually columns. Okay, the columns that are there inside the file, the columns could be there or could not be there. Okay, usually when you are working with data files, it is separated into columns. It's a table of rows and columns, so it's separated like that. So columns are fields, rows are records. Okay, the records are separated by /n, that is a new line character, and the fields are separated by the separators. And once the out this keep rotating this in your mind, because nr the nr command will be used a lot, and also the fs and ofs will be required most of the time when you are using with awk command. Once you understand these basics, once you start using it in the code, you will start really loving to work with awk command. In fact, a lot of activity can be done right in the Linux command line itself when you are going to work with data like CSV, TSV, and text files. It is an immensely powerful command also. You can use it with bash scripting. Again, this in the future will be much more helpful once you start processing the data right in your shell prompt. So there are lots of benefits in using awk command. First and foremost, you might be wondering, okay, what is awk? So if you are curious about it, it is the name of those people who actually created this particular programming paradigm or programming tool, awk. So they had named it on their initials. So that is how it started. With this introduction, I would like to take to the Kaggle environment. Ensure that you are signed up for Kaggle account and you have signed in into your account. After that, click to this particular link, and you will land on this page. This page will actually start with the edit option at the top. Click on the uh, edit button there, and then it will actually start the environment. Kaggle environment is created for Python programming language or R programming language. However, this environment can or is actually a Linux Docker environment. So you can run Linux commands by using the switch. There are two switches you can use. So the draft session is starting right now. You can use two switches. You can use double percentage sign SH, or you can use the exclamation mark, like how I have used there, right there in front of you in the cell number, second cell. So I am showing the data sets that comes with this particular link. So you don't need to install any of these data set. It comes by default. And the first cell is actually a Python cell. This Python cell is the only Python cell in this entire notebook. Will actually tell you what are the data that is available in this notebook. After that, we are going to enter into the world of Linux. So you see this all this data set, it is actually getting listed there using Python commands. You don't need to worry about Python. If you want to learn, I'll be linking a couple of videos related to Python Jupyter notebooks in this video. Now, awk. Once I play this cell with the percentage, the exclamation mark, you see the awk program starts giving the help option, but it is totally not useful. Okay, so this is the person who have discovered created the awk program, Alfred Kerrigan, and important definition. The record separator, the record number or the NR, the FS and OFS, the field separators that I spoke about, and the number of fields. I have mentioned this in the notebook also, as I mentioned earlier. We have to first of all understand what to do and which file to work with. So I am just doing some exploration with existing Linux commands like WC. I'll be explaining now what is WC by using the help. So usually in Linux you can get a help with hyphen h. If it doesn't work, then always use double hyphen and help. So that will give you the help of a particular command line tool. So here WC is uh, can actually count the lines, the words, the bytes, and characters, and all these things it can do. I am right now using the L switch in WC to count the lines. So I see after counting the lines, I decided, okay, I will take annual healthcare expenditure per capita CSV file for my explanation in this video. So this is the file is inside the finance and health folder. There are lots of other files you can practice with these files. I have shared the files only for your practice because you don't need to follow what I am practicing, what I am telling you to practice. You can choose your own files. So that is, and I am doing a cat command again with the exclamation mark, and I am showing you the healthcare annual healthcare expenditure. It's a small, say 5 to 6 4 column file. It's very simple to manage, but now we are entering into the awk world. The You see the arc, I am starting with the first cell. The first step is percentage, sorry, exclamation mark arc. After that, the nr is the number of record, and I'm telling give me the record number 1, nr equal to 1 from the file capita.csv. So you can practice this in the cell that is given below. Just use the same command but use a different number. Next, I'm going to print the rows, that is records between 9th to 15th records in the file. I'm going to use NR again. You see the double single quotes that I'm using. That is how awk works. So awk starts with the exclamation mark awk with the condition and then the file name. So this is how it works. Awk condition file name. That, and the conditions are what we are actually giving. The conditions are made of the various logic. That is what you are seeing there. So you can practice with these things. Till now we are only working with the record. Now we are going to work with the column. And you see I'm using a different switch. In earlier I was using the semicolon switch. Now I'm using the double percentage sh switch. Okay, this is also another way of working with Linux commands inside Kaggle environment. And here I am using a different way of printing. So I'm going to print the number of fields. So you see I'm only printing the number of field of the first record. So nr equal to 1. If I change it to nr equal to 2, it will give me the field in the second record. If most of the time the data file has same number of fields, but there could be some of the files where the data could have different number of fields also. You could have faced this problem. So you can solve it with awk. You see that I am actually printing the fields for two different rows. Now if I want to find if there is any record in the file which is less than 4, you can try that. It will not be there because all the records are same. All the records have same number of fields. Next, I want to work with the desired number of columns. Please remember the column is given with the symbol dollar symbol. Dollar zero is the actual full record. Dollar one is the first column. Dollar two is second. Dollar three, dollar four. As it is goes on, that is the number of columns, number of fields actually. So here I am choosing dollar one, two, and four, and the field separators and output field separators actually decide what the awk command has to look for. So it is paramount that you give the field separator as comma here because it's a comma separated file. And I am actually trying to work with the very stipulated number of rows. If I give the full rows, it will be a very huge output, so I'm not doing that. Next, I am right now jumping into the little more complicated activity. I'm going to get the sum of the column 4. So you see, this is the sum of column 4. This is actually adding all the column 4. You see the dollar 4 is there. That is actually adding all the column 4 and giving the sum. That is what you can do. So here we can actually also curtail and give that, okay, add only the two rows, give only the two rows and add only the columns in those two rows or the fields in those two rows. That is what I'm showing next. You can actually practice all these things right there by changing it, or you can create a new cell and practice it also. Next, to sort it. So to sort the column, we can use the method A is the record number. It's how awk works. Don't worry about the syntax as of now. Just practice these things and start manipulating it. The major point is that how uh, fast you practice with Linux tools, that fast you will learn. Okay, you learn it by doing mistakes though. So that is how it works. Now this is where we start working on the output record separator. Till now we did not work on ORS. So here you see the output is different, and I'm only printing the column 3, and I'm saying the output record separator has the space. I'm not given anything. Now in the next area I'm actually giving the output record separator as /n, the new line record separator. And you see that my output will be in new lines. It will not be in the same line. Okay, so you can actually play with this. This is very important. Awk always comes with awk keyword, awk command word, then the condition, then the field and the separators, and then the file name. Here is another way where we are getting introduced to the separators. You see, till now we were working on record separator. Now we are working on field separators. So the SCP keyword is for field separators. I am actually showing the same command without any of the regular expression by using the field separator plus with a gap. The first one is not having a gap. You need to find out why is that. I will give you a small challenge. Let me know in the comments. Next, C program. Yes, guys, you see that the print, the percentage. If you guys have actually used C program in the past, you would have seen this. You see that I am getting the output year num print and then 2002 num print. That is happening because I'm using the printf command from the C programming syntax. So I'm using that exactly, and I'm showing that how it is how the actual file is. You don't see unum there, and that is what I'm just showing it to you for your reference. And the, the point is that practice with these files and you will start understanding more easily. You can actually create tabular column kind of a format also I'm using. You see that I have made a mistake here. The instead of the percentage 4D, I should have put percentage 4S, because column number one is country names. So yeah, you see that it's a country name. So it's string. I need to use string. I should not use D, that is used for integers. So you saw that how it worked. And now to print the columns alone and calculate the average, how to do that. So by using, I'm showing it for a specific number of rows and columns. I'm using nr greater than 2, and the and here actually links two logic together, two different logics together, and then I'm doing the average here. I'm also again using C command, C programming language to do the calculation. And this brings to the end of this 8 major commands that you can do with awk, and you saw that how jam packed it was. And there are lots of things to practice, guys. If you directly jump into this notebook and start practicing, in the initial time you might be little fumbling, because there are different data sets. So once you start working with different data sets, you will have to do you will have to use cat command, you will have to use wc commands, you have to use head command. All the things you will learn. These commands are not that much complicated. Cat command, head command, tail command, the pipe command that I'm using. Most of the time, you will see the vertical line in the Linux commands. That is actually a pipe command. So Linux can pipe one output command output of one command into the command input of the next. So that is called as pipe command. And there is also more command that sometimes I use. So all these commands are used by professionals even today, and especially when you are going to use use this command for bash scripting. These knowledge of awk, SED, and GREP. I'll be linking SED and GREP video also along with this video. Do watch that out, and it is one of the most important set of tools that you need to master in Linux in order to take it forward. So I hope that you guys actually like this content. Do leave a like to let me know how the content was, and do subscribe to my channel so that you'll get the future updates whenever I upload the videos. I am planning for more videos on big data related installation, as well as working with the PySpark related library next. But stay tuned for more videos on Linux also in the future. The most important aspect is that take a look at my earlier playlist. You will find that there are tools like Terminal Muxer. I'll be attaching those the link also in this video. Take a look at those videos. You will find that they are fascinating. And did you realize that the awk command, whichever we were using till now, that we were not touching or opening the files. We were doing all the activity without even opening the files. That is powerful, guys. And working in that way with files is very, very important. And I hope that you will like this kind of content, and do subscribe for more content like this. Until the next video, there is 4 words that I always say: practice, 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 practice. Have a great time, guys.